Welcome back, everyone. It's here. And today I've got some r/BestOf for you all. As per usual, I'll be reading you the posts, giving you my opinions, and I hope you do the same down in the comments below. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Wait. Before we start, does this interest you? This distinguished gentleman is now live on Makeshift.com for a grand total of $30. Link in the description below. Make sure you snag one before the time expires because it's not coming back. By the possums, 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 by the possums. Now to your regularly scheduled program. This post was collected by Direct Caterpillar 77, and their tagline is, Satan is not a pogo stick. The original OP is Throwaway Dame, posted to r/relationship advice June 30th, 2021. My boyfriend, 21, believes that we shouldn't be together because his female friend told him our zodiac signs are not compatible. This is slowly getting ridiculous. My boyfriend of 2 years has a female friend. They were close since middle school, so she's been in his life more than most of his other friends. I guess this is why he listens to her and her opinions on a lot of matters, including our own relationship, which I found out recently. What's happening is that every time we've had a fight, he was going to her to vent about our problems. I was okay with this for a long time. Never really thought something would be wrong. They were friends for a long time. I trusted him and wasn't jealous of their friendship. But for a few months, I've noticed a sudden change in my boyfriend's behavior after our fights. Instead of trying to resolve things like we always do, he would get passive-aggressive, ignore me for days, and throw around, maybe we should break up. Quite often. I was really surprised because our fights aren't that serious. For example, ever since we moved in together, we have this agreement that I'm cooking our meals and he cleans everything after. For a week or so, he wouldn't, no matter how many times I've asked. Because, as he said, Leos don't like to be pushed around. Yeah, every time we fight, he would just say stupid shit like this. So I confronted him yesterday and asked him what has gotten into him. Apparently, his female friend has gotten into astrology and decided that we are not compatible because I'm a Cancer and he's a Leo. He then blamed our little fights on our signs incompatibility and told me that she's pretty spot on with her descriptions of our relationship, and he started to believe that we're not a good match. This is so stupid. I thought he was joking, but nope. Now I'm thinking if this is even something worth fighting for. I don't believe astrology. I don't think it's an answer to all of the problems that we face, but he's certain that it is because his female friend told him so. I was thinking about meeting up with her, but I don't know if I should. Or maybe with both of them to see what the problem actually is. Part of me doesn't want to throw away this relationship. Those were 2 good years before he started acting like an idiot, but another part of me is bewildered by the amount of stupidity of my boyfriend and his friend. Relevant comments. Each should take. Do you really want to be with someone so gullible and weak-minded? OP responds, to be fair, he wasn't like that for a whole 2 years we've been together, just recently. I'm thinking if there's something going on between them and this astrology bullshit is just a way to end things on their terms. Maybe. User Guackward Silence comments, it could be his way of finding an out. If he's throwing around suggestions of breaking up during every fight and now he's using zodiac signs as a reason to break up, then he sounds like he's just looking for reasons to end it. He could very well have feelings for this girl, but even if he doesn't sound like a good boyfriend. I'd leave. User Take That Wizard Click responds, or maybe the friend wants to get with him and is manipulating him. He's pretty stupid to fall for it, especially like this, but still. User Corona Take It Away responds further, I was thinking the same. I wouldn't be surprised if the friend's sign is miraculously hyper-compatible with OP's boyfriend. Update, August 24th, 2021, 2 months later. For anyone interested in more details, you can find my original post here. I've decided to post a follow-up because my original post gained a lot of attention. I've received plenty of advice and many things have happened ever since then. Be prepared for a long-ass ride. This whole situation is a great lesson to me, and I'm working on myself to stop being so naive and gullible. We are not together anymore, which is a good thing, but we didn't break up right away. I ended up confronting my boyfriend about his friend. her input in our relationship, and him seeking validation from her. As many of you have guessed, there was much more to their friendship that I knew about. I'm not sure how far they went to this day, but to the people that were saying that they're using this whole Zodiac incompatibility as an excuse, you were right. We took a break at first, because when I've decided that I wanted to end things on my own terms, my now ex-boyfriend switched the narrative. Surprisingly enough, he decided he's not ready to let me go, and that he'll cut out his friend if it meant we would stay together. And I was stupid enough to believe him. LMAO. 1 week later, I've decided that I will give my boyfriend another chance. We decided on new boundaries, and everything was going smooth for the first 2 weeks. That's until I noticed that my boyfriend is being suspicious with his phone, taking it with him even when he's taking a bath. One time he forgot to mute his phone, and I've heard the Facebook Messenger signal coming from the bathroom while he was supposedly taking a bath. I've never ever checked his phone before, and I wasn't planning to. So I just asked him to show me his messages. I guess he was surprised because I never was the type to check what he's up to, so he got quite defensive. But I wasn't planning on giving up. We had a whole argument about me not trusting him, to which I agreed that I don't, and he should just show me his phone so we can be done with it. And he did. And guess what I found? That he's still in contact with his astrology-obsessed friend, and their conversations aren't exactly a friendly banter. Me finding out led to even more of an argument in which my boyfriend admitted to cheating on me with his friend, blamed it on me being a Cancer and him being a Leo again. Then proceeded to tell me the only reason why he was fighting to stay with me is because, as a Cancer, I'm very homely and living with me is great, but I don't give him the thrill that his Sagittarius friend is giving him. So yeah, I kicked him out. I'm on the lease anyway, and when he tried to argue to let him stay for a few days until he finds his own apartment, I told him that, as a Cancer, I'm not sure I can control my emotions and don't murder him in his sleep, smiley face. That's how my ex became my ex. What I've learned from this is, 1, to avoid anyone who believes in astrology as a romantic partner, and 2, to be more wary of my future partner's friendships, as many things may not be what they seem. Personally, I do enjoy prescribing to astrology, but only for the reason that every step I take is in direct defiance to the heavens themselves. And for me, that means I'm technically in direct defiance to Jupiter. And if the stars and planets do actually have influence over who we are as people, there is something comforting that every day of my existence is in direct defiance to something as gargantuan as Jupiter itself. Fight me. I'll probably lose, but I'll go down as the guy that fist-fought Jupiter. Breaking news, a local possum dealer screams at sky. More at 11. But all of that aside, and my complex rivalry with Jupiter apparently, when it comes to the post itself and dealing with people who are, interested in astrology and prescribe to it, that's fine, just don't use it as an excuse for your actions. You can't just hit a child with an aluminum bat and go, oh, I'm just a quirky little fucking, Libra or whatever sign would do that. It's not how that works. You can't just hide behind your bad behavior by your astrology signs. Own your own actions. Your fight with your girlfriend is not caused because you're a Leo and she's a Cancer. It's caused because rather than finding the actual solution to the issue between you two, you're looking for any other fucking thing to blame besides yourself. Also, buddy, this isn't the 14th century. Blaming the sky for why you were cheating on your girlfriend doesn't exactly work in this day and age anymore. Mostly. This post was collected by Choice Evidence 1983, and their tagline is, "It dawned on me that he was a wizard." The original OP is Puzzle-Headed Cod 1320, posted to r/TrueOffMyChest, July 27th, 2024. My girlfriend said no when I proposed to her. She didn't choose me. My girlfriend is the love of my life. For reference, we're both 23. We've been together for 8 years, and we've lived together for 5 years. Last spring, we graduated from college. After that, my girlfriend wanted to go to the Juilliard School in New York. I didn't tell her I thought it would be a bad idea to go to Juilliard because the admission process is so insanely competitive, and usually only the wealthy get in. we're not. I never thought she would get in, but she did. She found out in the spring that her audition was successful. She has a partial scholarship to go. She's due to go to New York in 3 weeks. I don't want her to go. She said that I can come with her, but I don't want to live in New York. My family is all here. So are my friends. My entire extended family and my job. My entire life is here, and I don't want to live across the country. I don't think a long-distance relationship will work. I asked my girlfriend to stay here and to marry me. I bought a ring and took a month to plan the proposal. She said no when I proposed. We have been debating about her leaving ever since she found out she got into Juilliard. She said I could come to New York with her and find a job there. I work in HR, and she said there's lots of work in my field in New York. I have only been at my company for a year. I can't just leave my job. She said we can get married after she graduates from Juilliard, but when I pressed her, she said she doesn't know if she would want to move back here after she graduates. Her parents are her only family, and they moved to another state 5 years ago. She said it depends on where she gets a job, and there are no jobs in her field in our town. I have lived here my whole life, and this is my home. I love her so much, and I don't want her to go. She could find another field or career, or we have a college in our town. She could go back to our old college and get a different degree and do something else. My parents offered to help us save for a down payment. We're compatible, and we have a good relationship. We have similar political views. We share a lot of hobbies. We both agree that we don't ever want to have kids. We have other similar life goals. The only difference is that she wants to go to Juilliard, and I don't want her to go. I asked her if she was really choosing Juilliard over... Is it Juilliard or Juilliard? Probably Juilliard, isn't it? Whatever. King Julian! I asked her if she was really choosing Juilliard over marrying me and having a house and a life here. She said yes, she was. I'm gutted. I love her, and hearing her say that gutted me. That she would rather go to Juilliard than marry me. Update, November 22nd, 2025. My birthday! Nearly 16 months later. Today is 1 year and 4 months since she said no to my proposal, which effectively ended our relationship. I never felt that kind of pain before in my life. Before this, I never understood when people said that heartbreak was real and was a physical pain, but now I get it. I tried dipping my toe into dating because people keep saying there are other fish in the sea and that I'll find someone. But besides the fact that every woman I meet wants kids and I don't, all it does is remind me of the breakup. I found out she has a boyfriend. She doesn't have social media, but I saw a picture on Instagram from one of her old friends. The friend was on a work trip and said in the caption, they met up for the first time in years. The friend posted pictures and there was a guy in some of them. There was hand-holding and posing like a couple would. So she's moved on and forgotten all about me. She said no to my proposal even though we were in love. Now she moved away somewhere else and has a new boyfriend and has forgotten all about me. It hurt so much when I saw those pictures. We were together for 8 years and then suddenly she was gone and there was a hole in my life. I never would have imagined I would go 1 year and 4 months with no contact. She even said she loved me. But she said no when I proposed. I still have the ring I was gonna give her. She broke my heart like it was nothing. Finding out she has a boyfriend has just brought it all back. I know I should move on, but I don't know how to. At first, I was expecting to sympathize with OP based on the title, and then I realized very quickly, oh god, no. And then in the update, I was hoping, oh shit, 1.5 years later, give or take? Maybe he's done some growing and self-reflection. Nope, not 1 ounce. Dude, she didn't choose Juilliard over you. You made her choose that. She got into a prestigious performing arts school in New York on a scholarship. I may not know the proper pronunciation, but I know for a goddamn fact that that is an insane opportunity to be given. And what was your response? I don't wanna. I'm gonna make her choose between me or Juilliard. I can't believe she chose the school of her dreams. Oh my god. I tried proposing to her to lock her down here and she didn't take it. She chose the school over me. Like she was wanting to take you with her. You're the one who made her choose. You put her into an ultimatum fully expecting her to just totally give in. And not even just give in either. By your language, you're just, well, maybe she can choose a different field or career or something along those lines. Dude, it's a performing arts college. A world-class one at that. And your response is that she should find a different career? Like, you don't give a shit about her accomplishments at all. You hit her with the ultimatum of, settle down here with me, get married to me, and give up on all your dreams, or go pursue your dreams at a world-class university that you got a scholarship to. Like, your HR job that you've been working at for a year just does not fundamentally compare in the slightest, dude. Like, to break down the comparison, it was, hey, do you want a once-in-a-lifetime, all-expenses trip paid to Japan? Or, can I offer you an egg in this trying time? And you're shocked she didn't pick the egg, dude. This post was collected by Sebastian Lim, and their tagline is, acting all wise and older brotherly and just annoying. The original OP is Throw RA Friend 745, posted August 17th, 2021, to r/relationship advice. My girlfriend, 19 female, wants me, 19 male, to stop editing videos for female clients. My brother is an influencer. He also has a ton of friends who's in that business. I edit videos for him and a few of his friends. It's not a full-time gig and I don't make a ton of money, but it's fun and I enjoy working with them. By now, I have a very good relationship with them and can interpret their wants and vision correctly, so I rarely have to make major changes to my drafts. It's a pretty good gig while in college as it helps me relax. My girlfriend of 6 months recently came over while I was working and saw that some of the shots featured women styling clothes. Yesterday, she called me and told me that she felt uncomfortable with me working with female clients if I was editing videos like that. I refused, and she said that I was being a creep who wouldn't get a real job, which was pretty hurtful. She isn't like this usually. I don't understand what I should do here. I like my clients. They're very chill people who don't make a lot of demands. I think I shouldn't dismiss her feelings. Too long didn't read. I edit videos in college. My girlfriend thinks I should drop it. She said some hurtful things. Don't know where I should go from here. Update, December 31st, 2021. I should have listened to the subreddit. I knew I had to break with her, but I was too much of a coward to do it quickly, and she destroyed my editing setup. It really fucked me up, but on the plus side, her dad paid me enough money that I could buy a great setup. I was pretty scared for a while and stopped accepting jobs. One of my clients called me to check if I'm okay, and we ended up having a long conversation, and haven't stopped talking since that day. We started dating about 2 months ago. She also has a similar experience with a jealous ex who hated that she was an influencer. This relationship feels way more solid and open than the last one. We're doing great, and I'm seriously considering making a career being an editor, but that seems a bit scary. Too long didn't read, broke up with her after she destroyed my setup. I was a bit messed up for a while, but I started dating someone a magnitude kinder than my ex. The father definitely realized that what his daughter did could get her put into prison for felony charges. Also, the irony of the very thing she was afraid of ended up becoming reality because of how just jealous and crazed she was. I don't like the idea of you ogling the women that you're going to be editing for and potentially even leaving me for one of them, so I'm going to destroy your editing setup and that'll teach you. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. I also wonder what kind of editing setup we're talking about here, because unfortunately, while I'm locked in the Adobe ecosystem due to how they handle keyframing and the fact that literally no other editing software does keyframing like After Effects does. Trust me, I've checked everything from Final Cut to DaVinci Resolve to Apple Motion to Nuke to anything I can get my hands on. Nothing does keyframing the way that I need. Anyways, me being locked in a bullshit ecosystem aside, I'm curious what would qualify a good editing setup in OP's mind, because you can definitely have a $1,000 laptop to run most of what you need, but not many people would consider that to be a good editing setup. If you're running software like DaVinci, you can easily start racking up into the tens of thousands of dollars to get a decent editing setup where you can streamline your entire workflow. They make specialized hardware. Shit's pretty cool. If I wasn't locked in the Adobe ecosystem, then maybe. But no, The feature that I'm looking for has been an unanswered feature request form with a winky face emoji from the devs for the last 5 years, and their documentation shows no sign of implementation. Sorry I turned this best of post that was originally about an OP who had a jealous ex-girlfriend that was uncomfortable with him having a working professional relationship with 50% of the global population into me ranting about my unsatisfaction with Adobe and the fact that no other editing software has one feature that I would really need to leave them behind. This post was collected by Lucy Aria Rose, and their tagline is, "I'm keeping the garlic." The original OP is Apprehensive Fox 2655, posted to r/amItheasshole December 1st, 2025. I am a stay-at-home parent. All of my children are finally in school. I now have the time to delve into my hobbies and learn some new things, which I've been enjoying. During Thanksgiving, I overheard some family members talking about their new bundle of joy. They were asked about childcare, and unbeknownst to me, they said I was going to watch the child. They never even asked me. I looked at them, and they just smiled, like it was a privilege for me. I wasn't trying to make a scene at the holiday party, so I didn't say anything, just gave a look. I do not in any way, shape, or form want to do that. I'll watch the baby here and there, but not every day. Am I the asshole? Edit, I 100% am having a private conversation with them, which is what I would have wanted them to do. I can and do stand up for myself. I was caught off guard and honestly pissed. Didn't want to make everyone uncomfortable at dinner. I realize I could have simply said this or that, but it wouldn't have come out of my mouth very nice. No, my husband didn't volunteer me. It's my sibling. Some of OP's comments. OP clarifies. It's my sibling. They do not pay me anything, and we do not live together. I don't watch any other children. We never had any discussions about me watching their child. They are newly pregnant, and the only conversations we've had are about the styles of the nursery. To another commenter. I have confused a lot of people. I'm sorry. My brother is having a baby with his new girlfriend. He himself volunteered me to watch the baby. I overheard him telling other family members I will watch their baby for them. User Maleficent Virus 556 comments, which it's downvoted, included because this comment came up a few times. Not the asshole, but now they think you agree and that's why you smiled at them. You should have immediately said no, you won't be. OP responds, I didn't smile at them. I gave them a what the fuck look and they smiled at me. Deleted commenter, responding to someone saying OP had no excuse to not just say no. She seemed shocked at the audacity and confused in the moment. She also might not have wanted to spoil her Thanksgiving or others. Maybe she's too polite or there's other family history. I don't know, people have reasons. Ease. OP responds, you're exactly right, lol. I wouldn't have been nice and it absolutely would have caused a fight. I didn't want innocent family members thrown into it or feel uncomfortable. User Shy Fidelity comments, I mean, you really need to stand up for yourself when you hear things like that. OP responds, yeah, in the moment though, it caught me off guard. I also wasn't a part of his conversation. I overheard and shot him a look. There were a lot of people around and I'll deal with it privately with him. Not in front of everyone to embarrass him. I wasn't about to ruin Thanksgiving for people. User Crux of the Tux comments, playing the devil's advocate here, but did these family members ever watch your kids? It sounds like yours are off to college, which would put the new parents at a solid babysitting age when you needed it. If they did watch your kids, then they may expect some sort of reciprocation now that it's their turn, which seems fair? OP responds, no. We lived states apart when my kids were younger. I honestly never asked them to. Update, same post, December 2nd, 2025, the next day. Update. I realized some of you are right. I needed to tell them ASAP so they can plan actual daycare. I called him last night. I calmly asked him if he really thought I would be watching his baby. He said yes because I was home all the time. I asked him why he didn't ask me first, and he said he didn't think he had to. It really pissed me off. I said I have plenty to do and that if there is an emergency, I will be there to help, but that I wasn't going to watch the baby every day. He then got pissed and said they planned for me to, and now they have no idea how they will afford childcare. This baby was planned, I should add. He's upset because he also needs to work out for 2 hours a day after work. He feels now that he won't be able to, and that will mess up his mental health. They work from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. and work out for 2 hours after that. That's around 10 hours I would have this newborn. I said, so you're having a baby for me to take care of so your lives don't change? You want me to give up my free time, but you won't? We have talked about how happy I am in this moment with free time. He said a child is more important than your hobbies, which totally set me the rest of the way off. I said, mine are, because I had them. Your child is more important than the gym. It's not up to you to decide what I do with my time, and you can work out at home. I said I was sorry and hung up. Now it's going to be super awkward, but at least they know. Some of OP's comments. Only breadfruit 2935. Downvoted. There's absolutely no way this is real. The update about them planning on OP babysitting and now being upset, it's too over the top. Like the only reason they can afford a baby is if OP babysits? Yeah, nah, this is fake. OP responds, it's not fake, and I wish it was. They can pay daycare, they both have jobs, it was a tactic to get me to fold to his demands. Have you ever dealt with a narcissist? User Honey Amerson comments, so they didn't ask and they weren't planning on paying you? I mean, what is wrong with people? Enjoy your free time. Lord knows even if they're all in school, there's still plenty to do in a household. So you enjoy those few hours a day to yourself. OP responds, I guess not. Me being paid was never brought up, just that they couldn't afford a real daycare. User Wonderful Avocado comments, how do they not understand costs involved with a planned baby, even if it's only part-time paid care? How do they not understand this? OP responds, they will be able to afford daycare, they both have good jobs. He just wanted me to fold by playing the pity party card. This is actually kind of an interesting accidental example of parents that like the idea of being parents, but not the responsibilities that come with actually being a parent. Yeah, we're planning to have this kid, but we're also planning to not have a single thing changed about our day-to-day life. Everything will remain being the exact same because we're going to have our sibling take care of our child for us. And they'll be voluntold, and they'll be happy about it. Also, peeking back at the comments for the original thread, I'm kind of becoming more and more convinced that a lot of commenters on Reddit don't actually care for giving decent advice, and they just want drama and blood. Like, we had the whole no contact fiasco earlier in 2024 and a bit in 2025, and just how much it upset me that Reddit's first reaction to the slightest grievance or inconvenience was jumping right to no contact, and in this one here, it's, well, why didn't you just immediately start something up at Thanksgiving dinner, huh? By you saying nothing, that's you implicitly agreeing, so yeah, you're kind of the asshole here. A lot of Reddit commenters give that vibe of, oh, well, see, you did this wrong, because if I was in your shoes, I'd do this. Okay, well, for starters, I doubt that. A lot of people will say they'll do something, but when the rubber hits the road, they actually end up flailing or floundering in the process. And additionally, it's, okay, congratulations, I'm happy that you have your life totally put together compared to everyone else and you're the perfect pinnacle of human beings, but OP didn't. What can they do moving forward? Sure, you can criticize how they may have floundered the instance in the past, but what can they do moving forward here? I try to be mindful of this when giving commentary on my own channel because sometimes I do fall in a bit of a pit hole where it's easy to have peanut gallery commentary, but I do try my best to reserve it towards people who deserve it and are unremorseful for their actions. Because that's a bit different than someone who's genuinely trying to ask for help on what they can do moving forward. Just a massive pet peeve of mine, and when peeking in the comments, I just saw more of that behavior of people being like, well, why didn't you just confront your sibling in the moment during Thanksgiving here and, let them know what you really think? Well, because OP didn't want to make a scene at Thanksgiving. And I think it's a perfectly reasonable and human reaction to wait until a family event's over to have a difficult conversation with someone that might cause a massive flare-up or an argument. I mean, hell, we literally see how the brother reacted when being called over the phone about how, hey, you can't just tell me to watch your child when I've made it previously very clear to you that I'm excited to have time to myself. And I'm the one who's apparently supposed to make changes to my day-to-day life, while you, on the other hand, you get to just maintain your entire day-to-day life, including going to the gym for 2 hours, while I watch your kid for 10 hours a day. Having that conversation not at Thanksgiving is entirely reasonable, especially with OP knowing how her brother might react. Like, just look at some of these comments. Not the asshole, hate to break it to you though, your look didn't do what you think it did. Your silence was much louder, and it will be taken as agreement. You need to call or email or text them immediately and clarify your silence was in shock, given you were surprised to hear them speak about you caring for their child. You are unavailable, and they will need to make alternative arrangements. Period. Of course you kept your mouth shut. Why wouldn't you address that outright lie? Unless you're medically mute, you need to open your mouth right now and use your voice. Don't be a doormat or a people pleaser. Be clear you're not doing this. Not the asshole, but you will be if you don't correct this. And then of course, the Reddit special of victim blaming. You're the asshole to yourself for not immediately saying that you did not agree to this arrangement and that they need to plan for childcare that doesn't include you. Why in the world you just sat there like a lump and didn't immediately dispute their statement is a complete mystery to me. Are you always such a doormat? It's also going to cause you problems going forward because your lack of an immediate no in front of everyone is going to make all of them think you are giving your tacit approval right then and there. So you're going to have some serious cleanup to do. And do it quickly, like today. Good luck with that. I don't know if this made sense, or maybe I'm the one whose mentality is out of line here, but I just really feel like Reddit has a habit of trying to go right for the throat, regardless of what kind of damage it could end up causing. Don't forget, today we're launching the 3 opossums in a trench coat blush. Coming live at yeah. But you should definitely buy this blush. It is totally not 3 opossums in a trench coat. Totally not. You should definitely allow this completely non-conspicuous, oddly shaped, distinguished gentleman into your home, who will certainly not lay claim to your pantry. This is in fact 3 opossums in a trench coat who will in fact lay complete desolation to your fridge, pantry, and potentially garbage. On sale now!